Welcome to another episode of Bland Blog, the most exciting bland blog on the internet. It's actually just me talking about my bland diet, and I can't promise that it's that exciting, but I challenge you to find another video blog about bland diets that are on the internet right now. Yeah, so I stand by it. We are up to over 5 weeks on this thing. Wow, that's a long time to go without cheeseburgers. I do miss cheeseburgers. But, so, just to catch anyone up who's catching this blog for the first time, which, I'm amazed when anybody catches any of these for the first time, but, I'm trying to be helpful here. The bland diet means... got my little list here to keep me on track. So we're talking about, when we say a bland diet, we are talking about no alcohol, no caffeine, no spicy food, no high sugar food, no fried food, no acidic food, no greasy food, no fresh veggies, no citrus fruits, no whole grains, no fiber. It also means not eating too close to bedtime, and eating smaller portions. All these things are triggers that can cause acid indigestion, heartburn, acid reflux, all of these things. And hey, I've got sound on the first try. Things are looking good, huh? So, what can you have on a bland diet? Those of you who haven't been following already may be asking. Well, the list is kind of short. We can have white bread, starchy processed foods, lean meat, soups and broth, cooked veggies, low-fat or no-fat dairy, mild cheeses, and weak, no-caffeine tea. It's kind of a short list. Drinks are hard. Finding drinks that I can drink, because so many drinks are like fruit juices or sodas, and I'm not having anything that's carbonated, and I'm not having anything with caffeine, so, sodas are all out. I can drink water, but actually drinking water, especially on an empty stomach, tends to trigger reflux. So yeah, it's a little challenging. I did cheat a little bit last night. I went to a restaurant and I had a cheesesteak sandwich. I figured that steak is okay, cheese is okay. Chances are they grilled that, which I don't know if that counts as frying or not, but it didn't trigger anything. Now, I've also noticed that padding things with a lot of bread and things that can help absorb some of that acid seem to be helpful in terms of preventing heartburn. So that might have helped me out. But they served house chips with that, and that's American chips, not British chips. So not French fries. These were potato chips, and that actually worked out okay. I had those. I kind of thought that I was going to be in trouble, but they just looked so good, and I haven't had any for a long time. So I ate them, and it was okay. No heartburn. Now, just to also catch anyone up, I have gone off of my stomach medicine, my omeprazole, 40 milligrams a day. It's kind of a high dosage, but I haven't taken that for 10 days now, and that has had some mixed results. So, yeah, mostly not so much mixed results as kind of bad results. I've discovered that there are foods that I thought were safe that would trigger just really, really aggressive heartburn, persistent heartburn. Let's see, I had a banana last week as a snack. And I thought a banana, you know, it's starchy, it's very mild, it's kind of on the sweet side. And I've been having banana on my dry cereal since I started this because I'm not putting any sugar or anything on it. And like when you have Rice Krispies that have no sugar, um, and there's nothing else, that's, I mean, it's pretty much bread and milk, crispy bread and milk, and then they get soggy. And the milk that I'm drinking is all 0%. So that's pretty close to water. So it's pretty close to stereotypical prison food where you're eating bread and water, except you know it's white water, which unfortunately has nothing to do with rafting. That would be way funner than being on a bland diet. So, mental note, if you have the choice to go on a bland diet or to go whitewater rafting, pick the whitewater rafting. I've never done that though. I'm only assuming that it's fun. And I'm assuming that bland diets are not fun. That's not an assumption. That's just fact. It's not fun. So, yeah, all this time I've had banana with stuff, and it's been fine, even off of my medication. But I had a banana alone, just as a snack, and it was bad. It was really bad. That just burnt me up for hours and hours after that. Yeah, it, the I had some shepherd's pie the other day, which in the past, over the last 5 weeks, has been a safe food because it's mostly mashed potatoes with some ground meat and a little bit of fully cooked veggies in it. So that has normally been pretty safe. That triggered heartburn. That was unexpected. And what else? Oh, just this morning, I had poached eggs and toast. Seems like that's pretty bland, right? Yeah, that's been giving me heartburn all morning. So I'm at a point now where I have to make a decision. The plan was to first go on the bland diet and get my acid under control. And then phase 2, which I started 10 days ago, was to go off of the medicine and try to manage my acid reflux with diet alone. And I really thought that that could work. I've been attributing my heartburn mostly to my poor eating habits. And perhaps that's what has put me into the situation that I'm in. But nonetheless, I think I've gone beyond the point where I can just kind of backpedal and take control with nothing more than diet because it's not working. I'm constantly getting heartburn now, and it's off of foods that are supposed to be safe. That's a disappointment. So the plan now is I think I'm going to go back on the medicine because every time that I get heartburn, it can only be damaging the lining of my throat and the lining of my stomach. And it's possible that the little valve thingy in my throat is not working properly, and that's why at night I'm getting heartburn and things like that. So it is time to do what I always said that I was going to do if I reach this point, and go see my doctor. And I don't want to, because once you go see the doctor, then it's, doctors never give you answers. They then schedule you for tests, and then you have to go into those tests, and you don't get any answers when you get the tests. Then you have to wait and go see your doctor again, and then they tell you what the tests say. Or most likely they tell you, okay, now we're going to take some more tests, maybe some different tests. Oh, does your insurance cover these tests? Last time I went to the doctor, they pulled a mole off of me that looked a little bit risky, and they were testing it, and they did a biopsy on it because they wanted to make sure that it wasn't melanoma. Now that, you would think, is pretty important. Apparently the insurance didn't think that it's important to check for melanoma because they wouldn't cover it. So, you know, hey, great, now I have a high test bill to pay because insurance companies are evil and should all burn in Hades forever. That's just a personal rant, but yeah, I freaking hate health insurance. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to try to get a doctor's appointment this week, and then after I talk to my doctor and I get some answers, then I will blog again. I don't know if I'm going to have anything new to say next week or not. So maybe next week we'll just have a normal video where I'm fixing something. But for now, that's the plan. So, yeah, I'm trying to think. I think that's all I got. This is not a long update. See, I had to burp there because right now my stomach is rolling a little bit. Arrgh! So that's it. Bland diet. It helps, but in my case, it's not helping enough. So back to drugs. Now, the nice thing is that, especially after being off of these for the last week and a half, I suspect that they will be far more effective, than they had gotten to having been on them constantly for a couple years. So, still plugging along, trying to make this work and trying to do it in a responsible fashion. Don't know if I'm succeeding in that, but that's the attempt. So, as always, if you have questions or comments, please post them on this video. I'll be glad to give you any of my insights or any of the benefit of my experience. I'm not a doctor, but the least I can do is share my own personal information, and if it's helpful to somebody, then that's good. So, with that being said, showing you that you do not have to be afraid to get online and talk about your bland diet on the internet. This is Carlino telling you to be brave. It doesn't seem to work in this kind of a setting, does it? No. Oh well. Nonetheless, be brave. And I'll see you in a week or so. Thanks. Bye.